Hello everyone, welcome to my Java tutorial, and in this tutorial I'll be covering the for loop. Now, the for loop is a very commonly used loop in programming, so most of the times you will end up using this loop only. Now, the for loop looks something like this. Okay, so we have a for keyword which is followed by round brackets, and inside this we write some code. Now, this section is divided into three parts separated by semicolon. The first part is the initialization part where we initialize our variables. The second part is the condition where we specify the looping condition. And the last part is the increment or decrement expression. Okay, so I'll explain this with an example. In the first part, let me initialize a variable I. So I'm initializing a variable I to 1. Okay, and in the second section, I'll specify the looping condition. Let I less than equal to 5. So this condition is my looping condition, that is till what time I want to execute my loop, or for how long, or for how many times I want to execute my loop. So that condition I've specified over here, and in the last section I'll just increment the value of I. Okay, so our construct is ready, and inside this I'll just have to write some statement. So sys out control space hello world, and I'll just concatenate the value of I over here. So our code is ready. Now I'll just explain you how this works. Now, the first time this is executed, the value of I will be initialized to 1. Then it will be checked or compared with 5. If it is less than equal to 5, then it will come inside and execute the code over here. After that, it will be incremented. Then again, it will be compared. Now, after incrementing, the value of I will be 2. Now again 2 is less than or equal to 5, so it is satisfied the condition. Then again it will come inside. After executing, again it will be incremented. Then it will be checked. So this process will go on executing till the time I is less than or equal to 5. The moment I becomes greater than 5, the loop will break and it will come out. So remember one thing, the value of I will be initialized only once. Okay, so let's run the program and check if we get the correct output. And yes, as you can see, the program has successfully executed. Now, one more important point regarding the for loop is when should we prefer a for loop? Now, we should prefer a for loop when we know beforehand how many times we want to loop. Whereas if you consider previous two statements, whether it be a while or do while loop, we need not necessarily know how many times we want to loop. It will go on looping as long as the condition is true. But in this case, we have to know beforehand how many times we want to loop our code. So that is a very important point regarding the for loop. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching and see you in my next tutorial.